Get everything squared up, Caldwell. We get started here shortly.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Good on that side. Good on X. And the Instagram is good. All right. Welcome, everyone, into another edition of the 9 Minute Go. It's your boy D Hall back again with Commissioner Caldwell. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Saturday morning, it's soccer Saturday for us here in a little bit, so we're ripping an early one, but appreciate you jumping on early with me, Hall.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely starting to turn. I know we've had some pretty nice weather the last couple of weeks, but I woke up this morning, went outside to get my computer out of the car, and there was a little chill in the air. And I'm like, all right, now we're getting into some wrestling season. That's what I need to feel. But man, certainly we had a fantastic event. What was it last week now out in Detroit? Just talk about your overall thoughts and how it went. For me, the wrestling was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was great to partner with Beat the Streets Detroit too. I think that's first and foremost. Obviously, to have the opportunity to put our event on in front of the kids in Detroit was a great thing to be able to do. Kudos to Joe Russo for helping get that set up and get everything in place for it, to just really allow us to waltz right in and just put our event on. So grateful for him, thankful for Beat the Streets Detroit for that opportunity to be out in Michigan. Yeah, the wrestling was great though. I know we had 5 matches again, a little bit of a smaller showcase, kind of like Jersey was. But the wrestling was great. It was awesome to have the big boys back on the card as well. Having 2 heavyweight matches, I think probably the fan favorite match, that overtime match between Christian Lance and Sam Schuyler. They were trading shots left and right for the entire time and then some.
Yeah, and you talk about that match in particular. You already posted a little highlight reel on Instagram of that match. So those of you that haven't checked it out, check it out. But I'm going to see if I can pull it up here. Let's see here. We got their Instagram account here. So yeah, here we go. Just really an awesome match, and like you said, um getting these big boy matches back, and you see it right there. Like these dudes don't move like normal heavyweights. It's just unbelievable to watch these guys go. And I think two guys that hopefully we'll see again in the CWA. It's not going to be their last time, that's for sure.
Well, no, I mean Christian's coming up here in a few weeks, going
Mhm.
against Jordan Wood in Williamsport. So excited to have him in back-to-back showcases. I know he was excited about the opportunity to do that. So yeah, he represented the Whitetails well, and I feel like those guys are on a little bit of a heater right now. They won 3 in a row in Pittsburgh, and then Brian Courtney won in New Jersey, and then now Christian
Mhm.
in Detroit. So that team, is really proven that they got some studs on it. It'll be a tough out come next fall.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly moving in the right direction for the Whitetails. They're picking up pieces really quick, and the roster looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Like as you said, we get towards the fall. Um, okay, not that wasn't like you. That wasn't the only heavyweight match we saw. We saw, of course, a return of Big Meech. Demetrius Thomas returns to the CWA mat. Um, and wrestling a guy that was a late addition, but man, you got to be excited in what you saw out of Gas Tank Gary and Meech in that match.
yeah, for sure. They both let it hang out there. I think Meech was just a little more game in that moment. Like we said, Gas Tank kind of came in late notice, as Gerard Trice wasn't able to be there because of the flu. So, but kudos to Gary, because for him to be able to step in on a moment's notice like that, it was great. And obviously, we've wanted to have him involved in a while. The opportunity for him, now that he's on the East Coast, he's in Pittsburgh now, just made it that much easier to get him in the loop. So exciting to be able to grab him and get him involved. And I think he's going to be another one that's going to be around for a while with us.
Before we get to the main event, first of all, just to touch on the undercard match, that was a beat the streets match that Joe Russo helped put together. Man, fantastic match. Two kids that were really game. They like you just like they let it all hang out there. But man, Derek and Williams, he's going to be a problem at 120 pounds, not only in Cleveland and Ohio, but in the country.
Yeah, I mean he is slapped together for 120 pounds, that's for sure. And his motion's great. He's really good at his short offense, and yeah, he creates a lot of problems for a lot of people. I can see that. He was a state finalist 2 years ago, third last year. I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to get on top of that podium at the Ohio State tournament. But Levi Foster, he's a tough opponent. It just Darion just overwhelmed him, and I think it just frustrated him probably in a couple of positions, and Darion exposed him there. So awesome match though by both of them, be able to let it hang out. And yeah, I mean, it was a delight to have those guys on board.
No doubt. Matt Weinberg is on a little bit of a tear here, buddy. I mean, he is. We
Yeah.
talked to him a little bit after the event, but just give me your thoughts on Matt Weinberg.
Yeah, man, he keeps showing up and he keeps doing a great job. And really, I mean, he was about one DDT away from being 3-0, just like Meach,
Yep.
in that first match against Scott Joel. But yeah, I think he's been doing amazing. I know he loves competing with the CWA and having the opportunity to continue to get better and better guys to go against. So his next test, we're working on the details of that, but definitely going to raise the bar and really give him a guy that is going to be a handful for him and just see what he does with it. Because really, for him, I feel like every time he goes out and competes, he gets a little bit better at these 9-minute folk style matches.
I love what he said in the interview there, man. He's all about the D2, and then he's pointing at you. He's Lehigh Valley, let's go. I'm like, man, this is cool. I love the energy that he brings. Yeah, he's been a joy to have. And, I could certainly see that masonry singlet stripping off of him pretty soon, I would assume, right?
Yeah, I mean that comes down to him
Hmm.
ultimately, and having that conversation with him and what he felt was appropriate. And there's definitely talks about do we roster him at this point or what that looks like. He's starting to prove himself as a worthy opponent. We really didn't know what we were getting when we first signed him up and had him wrestle in Pittsburgh. But man, he's when you got guys like Trent texting you the next day and saying, "Dude, I didn't know his game was that good." Then obviously you feel like, okay, this guy can hang with some of the better guys.
And that's to say, Tayshawn Campbell, four-time qualifier, a guy that as soon as he came off the mat, he's already talking to you and I about potential matchups and potential matches he wants to do in the future and what weight he could potentially do in the future. So, a guy that I think we'll see again in the CWA as well.
For sure.
All right, let's move on to the big match, man. Cam Amin, Peyton Hall. Some history here, but man, it was a fantastic match. One exchange match. I feel like both of them kind of thought that was kind of how it was going to go. But you know, can't get much more high level as far as folk style wrestling, and those two like to put themselves in positions, and they have funky styles, especially Peyton. But Cam Amin comes out on top. Just give me your overall thoughts as we wrap up Detroit.
Yeah, I think it showed that the riding time in every period can be used to your advantage
Mhm.
if you attack it the right way. We saw that. I mean, both guys got banged for stalling in the first period because they weren't really opening up. And kudos to the refs, to Matt Stabley for doing that, because that's really what we want. We want the refs to force action if there is nothing happening. So giving them both a warning, and it became pivotal down the stretch because ultimately Peyton kept dropping to that leg. He got stalemated the first couple of times, but then when he blatantly dropped down, the ref banged him, and that stall warning, was sitting there from the first period and no action, and that kind of was the difference in the match. They both got riding time points in their respective second and third periods of being on top. The difference was that Cam got the escape and that riding time and that stall point. So, um, Yeah, that's all it came down to, was Cam just staying aggressive. I think that Peyton thought he was going to get a stall call there late in the third when there was like a minute left. He was attacking like crazy, but the ref saw it that Cam was holding center decent enough and was just, kind of defending as opposed to running. But I mean, take it as you will, right? It's kind of a
Right.
subjective call at that point, but
It's tough. It's tough when everything's black. I don't like gray in any sport, right? I like black and white. So it is what
sure,
it is, man. And I think that, obviously it's a good win for Cam and Mean, and a match that Peyton Hall, I'm sure, would love to get back at some point, or whatever that may look like. All I know is I want to see those two boys again at some capacity in the CWA.
for sure.
So, with that being said, Detroit is all wrapped up. We move on to Wilpo, a couple weeks away, right, D?
Yeah, we're 3 weeks out. 3 weeks out. Saturday, October 25th. We're in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, at Liberty Arena. So we're coming back to Central PA to the Whitetail territory. We got a couple of matches that we were going to be announcing here. I'll say them now. We just said Jordan Wood and Christian Lance are going to be on that card. Also, undercard match between Thomas Flitz at Appalachian State. He's an assistant coach at Bucknell now. He's going to be wrestling against Ryan Whittle, who's an assistant coach at Millersville. So that's going to be an undercard match that's going to be happening in Williamsport as well. We're really working on a pretty high end high school showcase match for this one as well. I don't want to give too many details out. Think lighter weights, not too light, but but it's going to be, that one's going to be a fire matchup if we can make this happen. I'm really excited for that as well.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think it'll be it's always good to see and potentially get those high school matches because, like we saw in Pittsburgh and we saw again in Detroit, there brings a nice little crowd out with the athletes, the parents and families and such. And once they see what kind of event it is, they really are into it. So I think again, it'll be a great night in Williamsport. Talk to me about where we can buy tickets, where the location is. What's give me the rundown.
Yeah, buddy. So we're at Liberty Arena again. Like I said, we joined a new ticketing group, Sports Thread. So they came on as a partner for us, and so they're going to do the rest of the showcases this year, and then they're also going to have season one under their umbrella too. So excited to be with those guys. Let's go to cwawrestle.com. Still click on the tickets tab, takes you right to the ticketing map, and you can get your general admission or front row seats, whatever you prefer. This thing is also in conjunction with Madtown Fall Classic, right? So that happens on Sunday. The night before is our event, but in the morning there is a dual tournament. So if you're coming to the Fall Classic and you're like, I'm going to compete, check out the dual tournament. Get some buddies together. We have a couple of slots left in the high school, and I think we have like one slot left in the elementary portion. So if you guys are coming into town and you want to be a part of that as well, get a few more matches in, you can do that on the Saturday morning. That weigh-in counts for the Fall Classic on Sunday. And also, if you're registered for the dual tournament, your whole team gets in to CWA Showcase 7 at Liberty Arena as well. So it's an entire package deal. Great opportunity to wrestle a lot of great teams. We have some teams coming from Michigan, some from New York, some from New Jersey. So all over the place, really. And obviously Pennsylvania, because we're smack dab in the middle of it. But great opportunity to compete, great opportunity to watch some great wrestling as well with CWA Showcase 7 at Liberty Arena.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And what you said there, and those that haven't seen it, a couple of wrestling outlets have posted it. But Cody Rhodes was on the Pat McAfee show the other day, and he talked about just going up and wrestling some of those boys from up north. He said it's a little bit different than wrestling down in Georgia. So come up here and wrestle some PA boys and see what it's like. It's a little bit different when what I saw that one video. It's them old Amish boys, them crazy Amish boys from out in the middle of the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But nah, man, I think it's a great conjunction. The high school event being with us, I think it'll be solid to get these guys around some of the best athletes in the world. And I just think it'll be great to mix those two things together. Right before Wayne show, as always, and we're gonna do it right there on the bar, right next to it.
Yeah, Scores Bar and Grill will be there Friday night. We're gonna be, we're gonna be having that event at 7 p.m. night before, 24-hour weigh-in for these guys. Like always, really excited to have. We got a couple. We got a bunch more matches. Actually, they're gonna be coming for this one. So just have to get some things finalized through this weekend, and then we'll be able to really rip all those out. Let everybody know who all is going to be competing at CWA Showcase 7. With that too. I don't know how many wrestling moms are watching this right now, but the guy John Goslin from John and K Plus 8 is actually going to be DJing that night at Scores. So he's going
That's
to
right.
be
I forgot
like
about that.
our outro. Yeah, like so we're going to have the show. He's going to be there setting up as our show's going on, and then he's kind of as we are leaving, he's going to be our outro, and then he'll be there DJing for the night. So if you're in the Williamsport area, want to meet that guy. I know he's kind of been in the news lately. There's like a Netflix series of him and everything. So kind of crazy how that all worked out. But yeah, so John Goslin's going to be there DJing Friday night. And then obviously DJ Wild, he'll be there for us, our mainstay guy for the event on Saturday.
The man, the myth, DJ Wild, the best. All right, D. Anything else for me before we leave the people go?
No, buddy. I think I'm just really excited for this one. Really excited to get all these matches out to everybody. And we're going to rip a bunch of stuff for you here over the next few weeks. So, really cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us for another edition of the 9 Minute Go. For Derek the Commish, your man D Hall. Later.
Say it.